Senator Nelson from Florida.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Duelfer, thank you for your public service. Working in that environment, I visited with your team over there when it was, well, it's been a year and a half ago. And that's a difficult place for y'all to operate in, and I appreciate your public service. If you would explain just a little more for the committee, and I'm going to quote from your report from page 5. The analysis shows that despite Saddam's expressed desire to retain the knowledge of his nuclear team and his attempts to retain some key parts of the program, during the course of the following 12 years, that's after 1991 war, following 12 years, Iraq's ability to produce a weapon decayed. Can you describe that to us? How did that ability decay?
The nature of a nuclear weapons program is such that you need large teams of very well-educated, highly trained individuals. It's a complicated process. Despite Saddam's desire to retain that intellectual capital, over time those teams just decay. You just can't sustain that. The people working on the trigger mechanism, the people working on enrichment, the people working on material sciences, the people working on rotors for production of enriched material. There is a wide range of talent and expertise which just simply melts away, and that's what happened.
General, Scott Spiker is from my state. He's from Jacksonville. And you have made the statement that the team that was there, which I visited a year and a half ago, and of which we're doing a magnificent job, you say that they departed this year in May.
Sir. Yes, sir. They exhausted all in-country leads. They ran the ground, everything they could find in-country, returned to the United States to work on their report with the intelligence community POW MIA cell. That report is with Director of DIA right now for his review prior to going to the Department of the Navy and SecNav for his final assessment of the fate of Captain Spiker.
Well, that's 5 months that they've been here. Why is there not a report forthcoming?
Sir, the last update I had was with the Director of the DIA. Other than that, I have no idea why it hasn't gone any further.
What advice would you give to the committee for us to give any kind of the family that everything has been done and that the team has left Iraq?
Sir, basically with the team leaving Iraq, when they did their efforts to find the fate of Captain Spiker, that didn't stop our efforts to pursue other leads. Any leads that we get in country, we have individuals assigned that will actually work those leads, whether it's working with a unit in one of the different organizations, whether it's a source from a human, a walk-in to any of our platforms. We'll continue to pursue any leads that come up in country or any leads that may prove credible. We can give the family some hope and comfort.
Well, I haven't been able to follow up on them.
No, sir. It's extremely difficult to get parts in about parts of the country right now to follow up on some of those
because
leads.
Of the difficulty of us having access, as well as the explosiveness of the local population, the threats, the intimidation, the retribution, all of that.
Yes, sir. Those are all parts of it. In addition, some of the sources are Bedouins that move around quite frequently. They're extremely difficult to find. Some of them still don't trust any type of centralized government, just like they didn't before. But leads that we get, we do pursue. We sort through, just on the WMD side, we sort through scams and realities to try to pursue the credible ones to ensure that we can do what we're supposed to do.
In the 1990s, we found the aircraft. Supposedly, at that time, was brought forth, what was told to us by the Iraqi government at that time, Scott Spiker's flight suit, we found a lot of the parts of the aircraft, and yet we found no other things. No identification badges. We didn't find his pistol. We didn't find any of this.
Sir.
It's out there somewhere.
Yes, sir. And it involves tracking down people somewhere in the country. Some are afraid to come forward. They're there. It's just going to involve getting to them and finding out what the answers are.
And what do you think I ought to tell the family so that they have some assurance that this is going to happen, given the fact that it took raising Cain by 3 senators in order to get this thing moving after about 8 years?
Sir, the only thing I would be able to tell the family is that we will not give up looking for him. If that gives them false hope, it shouldn't. As time goes on and the situation stabilizes, it'll give us better access to people. Maybe people will be more forthcoming if there are fears of retribution by either the insurgency or the former regime elements. But I would say that we will pursue the effort to the best of our ability to find a good answer for the family.
Well, for your personal service, thank you very much. My ought that I have is with others that I think have dropped the ball. It's certainly not with you. It's not with your predecessor. It's not with all of those very courageous people that were part of that team that were sifting through every piece of debris that they could find in those prisons to get any shred of evidence. It's with the lethargy and inertia in these gargantuan organizations that suddenly let the fate of an American flyer that was walked away from suddenly be lost in the bureaucracy. Sure. And that I can't stand. And I can tell you I speak for Senator Roberts as well. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.